I'm South African. I was born in South Africa. And I got involved with the Jesus film based on the Gospel of Luke. Someone brought the VHS copy from the US to South Africa. And I just stood there mesmerized. I've never seen something in my life like this before. I mean, this was just... And I also understood then that they were dubbing it, that they were translating it into different languages. And I had this burden. Why can't I do something in South Africa? Why can't we translate this for the South African languages? We have 11 official languages in South Africa that people can hear it in their own language. And it's the word of God that they're hearing. And so I contacted the US and the Jesus Film Office worked out a budget for me. And at that point it was 25,000 Rand, which was equal to the dollar, like $25,000. And I had no money whatsoever, nothing. And the ministry didn't have any money. You know, at that stage, I trusted God for about $100. And for me to trust Him for 25,000 was like, Lord, how can we move this mountain? It's a huge mountain. But that's how God started working in my life, trusting Him. So, I just trusted God that the money was the last thing that God had a problem with. He will get the money. I had to get this thing going. And I just started organizing, got the studio, got all these well-known actors. And so we started dubbing. And they all now know I'm trusting God for the money. So they all look up and, okay, did we get any money? You know, and I'm like, no, not yet. And we translated this. This guy that helped me, one of the foremost dubbing artists in the industry, and he mentioned to me, he said, Willie, you know, I'm paying these guys out of my pocket, you know, we have to get some money. I have to pay the studio on Friday, and that's tomorrow, and so, you know, and I said, don't worry, God is going to supply the money. And he's like, yeah, I know He's going to supply the money, but we need the money. I said, okay. And so on Friday morning, as I leave the office, my director calls me back and says, by the way, you still need money for this project that you're working on? And I said, yes. He says, how much? I said, $25,000. So he hands me this envelope. He says, well, this came in yesterday, and hopefully that's going to help you on the way. I opened up this envelope, and it was $25,000. And it was an anonymous donor. And I mean, I was like, you know, I didn't drive inside the car. I was on top of the roof to the studio. Walked in there and they all stopped and looked at me, and the usual question, did you get any money? And I said, yeah, by the way, I did. And, oh, how much, you know? And so I showed them, and I mean, it was pandemonium in that studio. You know, when God puts something in your heart that is according to His will, trust Him that He is going to see it through. I'm reminded of Joshua on the banks of the Jordan with the 2 million Israelites behind him. And God said to him, be strong and courageous. And you just let your priest carry the ark and put your feet in the water, and the river will split and you will walk through. Now, if you read that portion of Joshua, when the priests put their feet in the water didn't stop, it didn't split. The Jordan was in flood. Now you can imagine these priests standing there and the water is like this. And Joshua, did you hear God right? I mean, what's happening here? Nothing is happening. But God stopped the Jordan River upstream. So was His promise true? Yes. He stopped the river. But it didn't happen where they put their feet in the water. The water subsided. And this is a lesson to me that trust God, because He's done it already. You can't see it, but it's done. All you have to do is now what? Stand. The miracle has already happened. He already planted the seed in this donor's heart to write the check. And so it came out that morning. And I don't know why God always waits 5 minutes before 12, but you just stay at it. You just keep on doing it. Keep your feet in the water. Do not come out. God can do this. If you have the vision and you have the faith, He's going to come through.